Broken window, there's a weight that was thrown into the window. She doesn't know who. I guess right now all we really have.
Her closest friends that live in the complex were all here with us early on. No one knows Tati. Only you. Whoever Tati is, and Tati's on the phone, she shouldn't even be on the phone right now. As of right now, you have sent obsessive texts to me.
Right now, deputies are focusing on New Smyrna Beach. That's where they picked up a ping from the suspect's cell phone. So now they're checking out that area, seeing if there's any signs of Mia. Meanwhile, the family and friends, they're holding out hope. They held a vigil tonight outside her apartment.
We are looking at all the legal remedies that's available to the family, but obviously, and it's very clear that there was some negligence that was involved in this case.
In March 2021, a 24-year-old woman living at the Sable Club Apartments in Longwood, Florida, contacted the police following an unsettling interaction with a maintenance worker known as Armando. She informed the deputies that Armando had asked her out on a date, which she refused. Shortly after her refusal, a 5-pound weight was hurled through her living room window, alarming her and making her fear for her safety. Deputies arrived at the scene shortly after the incident.
Can you have the complainant step out? We have signal 88 to front window. We have a broken window. There's a weight that was thrown into the window. She doesn't know who. I guess right now all we really have is criminal mission.
Although the victim did not witness Armando committing the crime, she informed the officers that she was certain he was responsible. However, she could not provide his last name, and deputies were unable to locate him immediately. Eventually, she decided not to press charges. 6 months later, another alarming incident occurred at the Arden Villas apartment complex in Orlando. Miya Marcano, a 19-year-old resident and employee of the complex located 30 minutes away from the Sable Club Apartments, missed a flight to visit her family and became unreachable. As the investigation into her disappearance progressed, authorities discovered a startling coincidence. Mia had recently turned down the advances of an infatuated maintenance worker named Armando Caballero. 19-year-old Miya Marcano was a bright and ambitious young woman originally from the Miami area. After graduating from Flanagan High School in 2020, she immediately pursued her goal of higher education by enrolling at Valencia College in Central Florida. Mia, described by a neighbor as shy, friendly, sweet, and somewhat quiet, had built an independent life for herself at Arden Villas, an apartment complex in Orlando where she lived and worked in the leasing office. Despite her busy schedule, Mia always made time for her large, close-knit family, valuing their traditions like attending the annual Miami Carnival parade and concert. She stayed connected to her Miami roots and looked forward to family gatherings. Mia was excited about reuniting with her family in Fort Lauderdale, thanks to a surprise flight her father had booked for her on Southwest Airlines departing from Orlando. The day of Miya Marcano's disappearance was supposed to be filled with excitement. Her flight was scheduled to depart between 7:30 and 8 p.m., and she had arranged for an Uber to pick her up after she finished work around 5 p.m. However, as time passed, Mia's mother sensed something was wrong. She had been on the phone with Mia while she waited for her ride, but after their brief conversation, Mia stopped responding to texts and calls, which was unusual. Since airline staff typically can't provide boarding information, the family had to wait until the plane landed to confirm that Mia hadn't made the flight. Concerned, a friend went to Mia's apartment to check on her but found no sign of her. Alarmed, her family quickly contacted the police at 9:42 p.m. to request a welfare check. Simultaneously, relatives in Fort Lauderdale prepared for the 3-hour drive to Orlando. Deputy Paulino arrived at Arden Villas at 10:07 p.m., where he was met by Miya Marcano's concerned family members. He initially peered through a bedroom window, which could be easily opened from the outside. When Mia's roommate arrived, she unlocked the apartment, but Mia's bedroom door was locked. The roommate climbed through the window into Mia's bedroom, and Deputy Paulino followed. Inside, they found several disturbing signs: an unmade bed, a red substance on a pillow, Mia's cherished teddy bear on the closet floor, and a piece of furniture propped against the door. Paulino photographed these details and shared the images with Mia's family, who confirmed that these anomalies were alarming. During interviews, a co-worker mentioned that a maintenance man named Armando had shown interest in Mia, which she did not reciprocate. Despite the concerning evidence, Deputy Paulino classified Mia as a voluntary missing person rather than a missing endangered person. Consequently, he did not escalate the case to criminal investigators or a missing persons detective. Before leaving, he explained his reasoning to Mia's family, urging anyone with further information to contact the sheriff's office.
With my supervisor, and I'm like, hey, this is what I got. She doesn't have any mental, disabilities, nothing. She's, in our eyes, a normal adult.
On September 25th at 12:29 a.m., a security guard at Arden notified the sheriff's office that he had used duct tape to lift a fingerprint from the windowsill in Mia's bedroom. Deputy Paulino revisited the location to retrieve the fingerprint. Later, at 3:52 a.m., Marlon Sr., Mia's father, contacted the sheriff's office. Upon arriving from Fort Lauderdale, Mia's family requested Deputy Paulino to return to Mia's bedroom after he had made significant observations. He informed Deputy Paulino that he discovered a yellow box cutter beneath a blue rug near the bed, which showed no signs of bloodstains. Additionally, family members indicated that the bed had been moved from its original position, evident from indentations in the carpet. They also provided Deputy Paulino with several electronic devices, which were handled using gloves supplied by security personnel. While gathering evidence, a security officer informed Deputy Paulino about an ongoing altercation between Mia's family and a man driving a silver Ford Fusion. This man was later identified as Armando Caballero, a maintenance worker at Arden Villas who had arrived voluntarily. During Paulino's questioning of Armando, a security officer mentioned that the family had spotted a screwdriver, a cell phone case, and a pink blanket in his vehicle in plain sight. Armando stated to Deputy Paulino that he had stopped by after being informed by a female co-worker named Tati that Mia was missing. He claimed he had last seen Mia around 3 p.m. earlier that day at the clubhouse. However, family members felt uneasy about the situation.
Tati, you keep mentioning Tati, and no one knows Tati. The roommates don't even know Tati.
You've been sleeping since 10
You keep
o'clock,
saying
and all of a
Tati is
sudden
a
you're showing
friend.
up here at 4 o'clock in the morning
Because
looking
me
for
and
me.
Tati were conversating about it, so I finally, it came
Okay,
up.
but
Should
Tati
I go and
is
see if I
someone-
see anything?
No one knows Tati. That's my whole thing. Not even the
Tati's
roommate
an
knows
employee
Tati.
here.
She's an employee, but you keep saying Tati is a friend and that you've all hung out together. As of right now, you have
work
sent
tomorrow? You work
obsessive
tomorrow,
texts to
Tati?
Mia. We have all seen the texts. You talked about giving her your life savings. You cash out her money, and you claim that you weren't in touch.
Who told her gave
It's
her
on
life
text.
savings? I never
As a
said
matter of
that.
fact, we're going to get a police report to pull your phone records if that's the case.
What you have to do?
Shortly after, Armando accompanied Deputy Paulino in searching a building on the premises, revealing that Armando had unrestricted access to all areas due to his role as a maintenance worker, including possessing a master key fob. Based on this information, Paulino decided to release Armando as he did not have enough evidence to justify detaining or arresting him at that moment. At 8:40 a.m., family members who were monitoring Armando's residence in Winter Park observed him exiting his vehicle. They noticed that Armando had blue rubber gloves, a dark backpack, and a pink blanket, which they believed belonged to Mia. Concerned, they contacted the Castleberry police, but were informed that since it was a missing person case under the jurisdiction of the Orange County Sheriff's Office, there was limited action they could take. An unidentified male relative of the family requested Armando's consent for a limited search of his residence with a police officer present, and Armando agreed. No significant evidence was found, and the investigation was closed. By 11:52 a.m., 2 deputies had arrived at Arden Villas to begin investigating Mia's disappearance. Later in the afternoon, the case was escalated to the Missing Persons Unit. During interviews, detectives discovered that Mia's apartment door had been accessed on Friday at 4:34 p.m. using the on-call maintenance key FOB, despite no active work orders for her apartment that day. Mia's brother confirmed to detectives that Armando had sent Mia between $600 to $700 through Cash App for being pretty, but Mia promptly returned the money. Furthermore, a co-worker stated to detectives that there was no romantic involvement between Mia and Armando, finding it unusual that he sent her messages. She shared a troubling message from Armando to Mia with detectives, which read, "Everything else burnt out, but respectfully, I can't lie. I would have loved to taste you or see how it was at least once." The messages were submitted as evidence, supported by statements from multiple friends and co-workers. Based on the investigation's findings, detectives obtained an arrest warrant for Armando and handed it over to the Sheriff's Office Felony Apprehension Unit. Armando Caballero, 27 years old, had lived most of his life in Orlando. He graduated from Colonial High School and received a football scholarship to Warner University. However, he was expelled during his sophomore year after setting off a small explosion in a dorm hallway, purportedly as a prank. After living with his mother for a period, he began living independently. During an interview with detectives, his mother described him as calm and respectful, noting that it takes a lot to provoke him. Despite this description, Armando's criminal record tells a different story. He was arrested previously for discharging a firearm on school grounds and for possessing a destructive device in 2013. Law enforcement also suspected him of involvement in an incident involving a thrown object at Sabal Apartments earlier that year. While the sheriff's office continued their efforts to locate Mia and Armando, a press conference scheduled for Monday, September 27th at 1 p.m. was postponed due to a 911 call received earlier that morning.
911, do you need police, fire, or medical?
We found a suicide on property. Someone hung themselves from a garage.
What is the address?
525 Sable Lake Drive.
Okay, and what is your name? Okay, and is there a unit, or is that the unit number 525 where you found him?
No, they're in the garage. They're in our paint garage.
So the male?
So it's garage. It's a male?
Okay.
Yes, a male.
You said it's at the parking garage, or paint?
Yeah, it's one of our, yeah. If they're looking for a building, it's by building 641, building 633.
And you said it was in a parking garage or in a paint garage? I'm sorry, I forgot what you said.
It's one of our garages, but
okay.
We just store paint in there. So,
okay.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. He's beyond, he's deceased. Is that beyond any help?
I believe so.
Okay.
He's
all right.
dead, right?
Okay. We'll have an officer over there in a few minutes. You said it was a male?
Yes.
Okay. See you shortly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Armando's body was found in the same apartment complex where he had allegedly thrown a weight through a window. His vehicle was discovered at that location as well, and in it, officers found black duct tape with strands of black hair. The hair was later identified through forensic testing as a DNA match to Mia's. Over the next 5 days, hundreds of law enforcement personnel, friends, family, and community members searched multiple locations for Mia. On October the 2nd, the Orange County Sheriff's Office organized another press conference to announce an urgent development in the search for Miya Marcano.
Entire community's help in locating 19-year-old Miya Marcano. I'm here with Mia's father and mother, Marlon Marcano, Ima Scabriel, her mother, Marlon, her brother, Marlon Jr., her stepmother, Giselle, reported missing. Our detectives determined 27-year-old Armando Manuel Caballero was a person of interest in her disappearance. Earlier today, Armando Caballero was found dead at an apartment complex in Seminole County. The vehicle was found at the scene and is being delivered to the Sheriff's Office for processing. So the death investigation of Caballero is being conducted by the Seminole County Sheriff's Office.
Mom, your dad grandparents, your stepmom, your brother, your uncles, your aunts. You're my only niece. You know we love you. We cherish you. You are the family's princess. We miss you and fight. We're here and we're waiting for you. Come. This family believes in God. We believe in hope and we have faith.
An autopsy was conducted by Dr. Stephanie the next day. Dr. Stephanie was unable to determine the cause of death due to the advanced stage of decomposition. However, based on the evidence and circumstances surrounding her disappearance, Dr. Stephanie concluded the manner of death was a homicide. Forensic testing later confirmed that the blood on the pillow and pillowcase at Mia's apartment and the hair on the duct tape found in Armando's car matched Mia's DNA profile. Based on the investigation's findings, detectives have reconstructed the likely sequence of events leading to the murder of Miya Marcano. Surveillance footage shows Mia leaving the leasing office at 5 p.m., concluding her shift and heading towards her apartment. By 5:06 p.m., her key fob is recorded activating her door as she enters her unit. It is believed Armando had already been inside since 4:32 p.m., waiting for her. Evidence from the scene, including the condition of the bed, broken jewelry on the floor, bloodstains on the pillowcase and pillow, suggests Armando attacked Mia, leading to a struggle. Armando is suspected of killing Mia and moving her body through the bedroom window to his vehicle around 5:50 p.m. At 7:38 p.m., he departed from Arden Villas, traveling west through downtown Orlando before reaching South Central Orange County. Around 8:30 p.m., he arrived at Timberscan Apartments, a location where he previously lived. He drove to a secluded area at the back northeast corner of the complex, largely abandoned and overgrown, where he placed Mia's body in dense foliage leading to a nearby lake. Mia's body was found with her legs, hands, face, and neck wrapped in black duct tape, similar to the kind used for Armando's maintenance work. Her red purse was left beside her, containing her work shirt and a pillow cover stained with blood. Mia's family, along with their attorney Daryl Washington, held a press conference criticizing the apartment complex where Mia lived and worked, urging stronger safety measures for residents. In October 2021, Armando Caballero's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Arden Villas. They expressed ongoing concerns about the initial handling of Miya Marcano's case by law enforcement, noting immediate signs of foul play such as blood on her pillow and furniture blocking her bedroom door. The family informed Deputy Paulino about Armando's troubling behavior and harassment towards Mia. They also mentioned the disorder in Mia's apartment, the possibility of Mia's blanket being in Armando's car, and her missing teddy bear. They believed Armando should have been detained and formally questioned instead of undergoing a brief, informal street interview.
We are looking at all the legal remedies that's available to the family, but obviously, and it's very clear that there was some negligence that was involved in this case.
Deputy Paulino defended his decision to release Armando, citing insufficient evidence of wrongdoing. However, internal investigation documents revealed that Deputy Paulino acknowledged overlooking certain warning signs. In July 2022, the Orange County Sheriff's Office concluded their investigation, finding that both Deputy Paulino and his supervisor, Corporal Kenneth Dale, did not respond promptly to the urgency of Miya Marcano's case. Investigators determined that Deputy Paulino failed to report critical findings to his supervisor, Corporal Dale, which included discovering blood on a pillow in Mia's room and finding broken jewelry on the floor. Consequently, Dale categorized Mia as a voluntary missing person instead of a missing endangered person, which delayed involvement from the Criminal Investigations Division. As a result of these oversights, Paulino was suspended without pay for 150 hours, while Corporal Dale received a 10-hour unpaid suspension. Attorney Daryl Washington, representing the Marcano family, expressed dissatisfaction, stating that the family believes these suspensions are insufficient and that they seek more severe consequences, including termination, for both the deputy and his supervisor. Miya Marcano, a vibrant and talented young woman, captured international attention following her tragic disappearance and murder. Her family, along with the Orange County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, neighboring law enforcement agencies, and the community, rallied in a unified effort to seek justice. While law enforcement actions ultimately provided some closure for Mia's loved ones, significant deficiencies in the initial police response, overlooked evidence, and security lapses at the apartment complex must be addressed. Despite the heartbreaking outcome, the Marcano family continues their quest for justice for Mia. In her memory, they established the Miya Marcano Foundation, dedicated to ensuring that Mia's death serves a purpose and to preventing other families from enduring the pain they experienced on September 24, 2021.